So what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Espresso, and welcome back to another Black Ops 3 video here today on the channel. Today, we got something that I think is quite intriguing, something that some of you guys may agree with me on, some of you guys may not, but I want to get this off my chest because, well, as of tomorrow, it might be too late to theorize about this. Today, what we're going to be talking about is a potential super Easter egg within Revelations, or even across all of the maps in Black Ops 3 Zombies. But before we get too far into it, if you guys do enjoy this, make sure you drop a like rating down below. And if you guys aren't new to the channel, maybe consider subscribing to stay up to date with all this kind of stuff here. But with this, once again, it is a theory, just speculation, and some ideas and thoughts that I had because, well, my mind runs rampant at 3 in the morning, and I was thinking about some things last night, and then I realized that I said a lot of what I was thinking about over on Twitter a couple of weeks back. But here I had this thought and this idea about how a super Easter egg could go within Black Ops 3 Zombies. So basically, to sum up this little tweet storm that I had once again super late at night about 2 weeks back, basically was that we have been following Monty's plan this entire time, and Primus has failed. That's been something that's been theorized and prophesized for quite some time now, that Primus will fail, and we never really knew why up until this point, because Primus failed by allowing the cycle to restart. Monty was the one that perpetuated the entire universe, and then with the restart at Revelations ending, it just brings the cycle back to its origin. I didn't really necessarily intend a pun there, but that worked out pretty well. The end of Revelations isn't really the end of the zombie storyline, it's rather the beginning. So at that point, the cycle has restarted, and Monty has once again secured his power, because if it's not the same storyline, the same cycle, Monty is not in control. Monty is this person who claims to be omnipotent, but he really isn't, hence why he didn't know about the blood vials and why he didn't know about the Shadow Man in the summoning key in Revelations. But that said, though, he does have this status of power. He is somebody of great importance in the zombie storyline right now. But if a super Easter egg is really on the horizon, perhaps this super Easter egg is going to hold another side of the story, a way to break free of this cycle. That's been something that's been theorized for quite some time. It kind of mirrors that of the Mob of the Dead cycle, in which Weasel is in Mob of the Dead, the one that has to break the cycle to get anything to change here with this. Right now, we're stuck in a perpetual cycle, a loop that just goes on forever as our Origins crew. It goes from Origins, goes through Shadows of Evil, all that kind of stuff, and where we played in Black Ops 3, gets to Revelations and then restarts. Theoretically, you could tie in a lot more because Origins is chronologically before a lot of the things in the zombie storyline, so it does encompass more, but the cycle in its simplest of forms is from Origins to Revelations. So that said, we're trying to break the cycle, but this is something that we've seen multiple Easter eggs before. Zombies isn't something that's been one-sided the entire time through its duration. Black Ops 2, if you remember back then, we actually saw the same type of scenario back the entirety of Black Ops 2. Follow Maxis or follow Richtof, and that was your two choices, and eventually you led up to different points in the zombie storyline. So who's to say that we don't do that again? Who's to say that there's not somebody else's agenda that we fight for, whether it be we help assist the Shadow Man or something like that, whatever it may be, just a different side than that of following Monty's plan. Now, my initial thought from this was perhaps when we finally break the cycle, we're redoing an entirely different side. We're building a separate path here, something that we haven't seen in our view at all since Black Ops 3 started, but it's something that, just like Black Ops 2, there are two paths to take. Instead of taking the Monty side, we could eventually end up scrutinizing every single detail that we know about the Easter eggs so far in Black Ops 3 and find the opposites, so that we have mirror Easter eggs, something that creates a second opposite side that, though it isn't visible right now to the general public and to anybody in-game, it could be something that, with the arrival of Xbox One and PC's versions of Revelations and Salvation DLC 4, it could be something that is added in via patch, that it's something that has been made public for everybody. It is an absolute certainty that there are things in the game code that are attached with the strings of super Easter egg. It's something that has been in the game code for quite some time. Data miners have found it, and it's something that is 100% true. It's something that is there if you were to go and look at the fast files, the game assets, it's in there. Now, if you really want to start getting into the tinfoil hat section of this all, where we can really speculate hard, we still have some evidence as to things that have not been answered, some things that have been directly hinted at by Blundell himself, and even from somebody that has been in the game code and has had communications that seem to be above the knowledge of everybody else in the Reddit community. But let's Let's start off with the most obvious and probably the most large for some people, is that Blundell has stated explicitly that when you think Revelations is over, you're going to want to think again. So this is something that we think that Revelations is over now. We found a lot of things. We found the main Easter egg, we found Takeo's katana, we found the way to pack-a-punch every weapon out of the box, things like that. But what about other things? Because admittedly that does sound like something a developer would say to maybe try and elongate how much people play the game even after the life cycle of Black Ops 3 is over. But let's take a look at some of these things that really might make you start to scratch your head and wonder, well, is this actually gonna ever be resolved? Well, firstly, a very well-known data miner named Decryptor Fixer has found evidence of these super Easter eggs within the code of Shadows of Evil, the Giant, Drak, and Zetsubo no Shima. This was something that came up months ago. This isn't even anything that was on COD or even Revelations just now. This is game code that's been out there forever. So the files go as dark ops underscore super underscore Easter egg underscore ZOD, which is Shadows of Evil. Then we have dark ops underscore super underscore Easter egg underscore factory, which is the Giant. Then we have dark ops underscore super underscore Easter egg underscore castle, which is Drak. And then we have dark ops underscore super underscore Easter egg underscore island, which is Zetsubo no Shima. So that is, in its simplest of forms, direct assets for a super Easter egg in Zetsubo no Shima, Drak, the Giant, and Shadows of Evil. Now, currently there are only 4 Dark Ops challenges overall, 2 of which were there from the beginning, 2 of them were added with Revelations, one of them being for prestiging and another one to help the others in Shadows of Evil, which is just to complete the Easter egg there. So there are 4 other ones that have not been placed into the game according to this. Whether or not they've been scrapped or they're still coming, that's something that we don't know just yet. As well, he has told us on numerous occasions to play the game and the Easter eggs on every other map like you haven't found anything before, especially after completing the Revelations Easter eggs. Then we also know about the dead Margwa heart from Shadows of Evil. That still does not have anything to go to at this point in time. There's no real reason why it's there, but it is in the game assets, and it is linked to things in the triggers for different coding. Additionally, we supposedly missed a ton of things in COD, which doesn't surprise me because that map seemed to be very quick in how quickly it was finished, as well as how many people just forgot about it at that point almost, where they didn't really go over too much of anything. Even further still, we have absolutely no reasoning for why Owl's Hat is in Revelations. Owl's Hat is one of the only things in that entire map that is there. It's in plain view, but we have absolutely nothing to get out of using it. It's really right now just aesthetic and something that we don't have a reasoning to other than just that it's there. Another thing that people are really curious as to why is that the pressure plate by Stamina Up on Revelations is not really anything that's been used in the main Easter egg for Revelations. A lot of people definitely thought it would be, and yes, it is a spawn for one of the eggs and where you place the gate worm, but other than that, it's relatively unused and it's a decently important piece to the overall storyline. So why is it not used just yet? And finally here, of all the things, if you want some clarity to see that this actually could happen, that we could have effects, something that we've done in Revelations, affect all other maps previously, if you're a little skeptical on that, like, I completed the Easter egg, what is that ever gonna do? How does that actually affect every other map? It is actually something that we have proof of this affecting other maps so far in this game. If you have completed the Easter egg, and it might only be if you've completed all the other Easter eggs and you complete Revelations as well, one of the rewards you get here for doing that is that anytime you start up a new Zombies game in Black Ops 3, you not only get full starting ammo on your starting pistol, but you also have a second pistol equipped, which is an RK5, also with full ammo. So that right there totally gives away that you can have a result from one Easter egg carry over into former maps, and that is something that I think really plays a heavy part into why we should totally look here for something else in all the other maps leading up to Revelations. And I think that this could also be something that sets into motion a super Easter egg. Once again, I think it would be something that would be a mirror Easter egg within Black Ops 3. We've been following Monty this entire time, and that theory I think can hold true. We have to find and scrutinize every little detail that we know about zombies so far, basically push it out of our minds and don't go for those things in all the other Easter eggs on the other maps, and go for what we think would be new and form together a chain here and figure out a second storyline to this Easter egg. Something that, like Maxis versus Richtofen in Black Ops 2, you have, say, the Shadow Man versus Monty and their agendas in Black Ops 3. Follow one or the other, it either continues the cycle or breaks the cycle, and we have either a complete clarification and ending of the zombie storyline, or something that is just at least a little bit better than just restarting the cycle with the Origins cutscene at the end of Revelations. So that right there, my friends, I think is the end of this theory. I want to just get this off my chest and present you guys with some evidence that may suggest a super Easter egg in Black Ops 3 Zombies. Once again, we might know tomorrow for certain, we may not, I don't know exactly, but it is something that with Xbox One and PC getting Revelations as well as Salvation DLC 4, now is the perfect time, I think, to theorize and speculate about this, because it could be old news by tomorrow, or it could be something that is totally obsolete by tomorrow. Whatever it is, I would love to hear your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. Do you guys think that we're going to be getting a super Easter egg within Black Ops 3 Zombies, whether that include Revelations, just a different storyline within Revelations, or we actually have to go back and do all the Easter eggs and complete a mirror image to break the cycle that we're currently in? I would love to hear your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. Why or why not do you think that we will get a super Easter egg within Black Ops 3? But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys if you've made it to this point in the video. You guys are the true MVPs, the true homies. If you guys did like the video, make sure you drop a like, rating down below. Really does help the video out, and of course really does show me that you guys enjoyed the theory here with this. But if you guys are new to the channel, maybe consider subscribing to stay up to date here with everything you need to know about Black Ops 3 Zombies, as well as Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered coming up. But if there is in fact a super Easter egg, you can bet we're going to be on the hunt here for that, so stick around for all that kind of cool stuff. But my name's the Nikolai Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.